All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Gals Nest. Of course, I am Adi84, and I have my trusty sidekick here, Adam the Mallett, to the left of me.
That took all the energy in the world for me to do that.
We are pumped up because we are getting close to the season. It is March, it is mid-March, and baseball in general has started in the pros in the spring training aspect of it, but the regular season will be starting, which then turns the college season starts, which then in turns the minor league season starts. And why does that have to do with the Newport Gulls? Well, at one point in time, anyone who played in those leagues may have played on the Gulls or any other team in the NACBL during their collegiate experience. So
That's right, Artie.
Right. So that's why it's important. So we've been doing it over the course of the last few episodes, basically going through all the inductees of the 2003 Hall of Fame. And we are finally at the end. We have 7 altogether. We're at number 7 right now, saving not necessarily in order of most importance, just basically, I think by alphabetical order. I think it's all actually.
Yeah, I don't know how we've been doing it, actually.
It's kind of, we kind of just took it from the Newport Gulls website. So we were going this way. So the last one for us to talk about is pitcher Seth Simmons.
Dave's guy.
Is it Simmons or Simons? Simmons, right?
I think it's Simmons. Yeah,
I think it's Simmons too.
Yeah.
The 2 M's.
Yeah, the closer.
He's the closer. So we got some fun facts on him. And he was a inductee this year for the 2003 Hall of Fame for the Gulls. You can catch his I call it the fluff piece that they put on the website for all the inductees, like the intro video, which is pretty cool. Like as much as all the other guys too, pretty cool stuff they had on there, kind of highlighting everything they did, their importance with the Gulls, and basically why they are a member of the Hall of Fame at this point, right?
Yeah.
I clear my throat there a little clogged up here.
Let me clear my throat.
The time of year where you're it goes cold to hot and your body doesn't know what to do, and you kind of just all over the place.
Like you have the flu 24/7.
Yeah, you get runny noses, and it's just like, oh, it's 50 degrees today, but it's gonna drop to 20 degrees tonight. It's just stuff But so Seth Simmons, some of the highlights that I got from his highlight reel, and jump in wherever you feel need be.
Probably the same ones I got. Go for
it. Probably right. He was on the 2010 team, not a championship team, unfortunately, but it was a very successful year for him as a relief pitcher. He came from East Carolina University. The stats just say great close of the season. I mean, he was pretty much lights out during that season. I'm gonna try to pull some stats out from that. His go ahead.
22 innings, 0.81 ERA. Only 6 walks and 36 strikeouts. That's nuts.
It's pretty good. I mean, when you're looking at stats like that, it's pretty much lights out. Let's see. I'm trying. I have his stats sheet here.
He made it to AAA.
Made it to AAA, but I'm trying to see. For some reason, I don't have the 2010 statistics listed that he played on the Gulls. Are you getting that from the sheet that they
yeah, that's on the website.
The website, yeah. So yeah, he was drafted by Arizona in 2011 by the Diamondbacks. He was a closer for East Carolina State from 2008 to 2011 and holds the career record for appearances of 117 and second in saves of 26. He had 26 saves in he was at University of I was gonna say had one season. It's pretty impressive. 26 with in 44 games. I'm like, he's saving every other game. And 149 innings pitched. He had a remarkable 187 strikeouts. Seth possessed a 94 to 96 mile per hour fastball with a pitch out slider. What separates Seth from the elite closers is his competitive nature and bulldog mentality. He felt he could strike anyone out. From what I gathered from the videos, was that he really knew how to basically pound the strike zone, and he was very wasn't a conservative pitcher by any means of it. He was very, very upfront and personal and driving the ball in to try to he wasn't gonna just let you, he wasn't gonna be too fancy with it. He was just gonna throw the ball as high as he can and make you swing for it, you know.
Yeah.
Which
My stuff is better than your stuff. I'm gonna overpower you. Like Randy Johnson, pretty much.
he strikes me as the type of player that could probably tell you he was going to throw a 96-mile-per-hour strike down the middle, tell the batter that, and do it and do it, and still
Yeah.
strike him out, kind of type of player.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Those are the guys like those are that you know you have something going for them. You know what I mean? Some highlights during his season with the Gulls. Like you said, he had 10 saves. He had a .81 ERA, 17 games, 22 innings. He only walked six guys, and he struck out 36. Um, four appearances in the playoffs of two saves, throwing 5.2 innings out of 10. Seth was named the All NECBL second team and was a 2010 All-Star closer.
Yeah.
Seth pitched in AAA for the Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres 2008. And he currently is a scout right now for the San Francisco Giants, which is pretty cool. Let's go with some information about him. Basically, what do you know about the guy? Throws right, bats right, 5'9". He's not a big guy. 5'9",
Yeah.
a little taller than me. 100
Yeah.
and, 170 pounds. I'm looking at the thing. 16 kilograms. I got confused for a second.
Kilograms.
Well, because it has his height on Bayfield reference at
Mhm.
5'9", and then it says 170 pounds, but I skipped over, and in parentheses it has 175 centimeters, which I'm assuming is his height, and 77 kilograms.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we had to compare ourselves in kilograms?
No, not at all. I'm an American.
I wonder how many kilograms. Well, 170 pounds. I'm close to that. So I'm about. So he's basically was built like me, which is not a big guy at all. It
Yeah.
comes down to it for a
I bet
baseball
his
player.
quads are massive though, because you got to have leg power to obviously pitch. So that like that, you know.
Oh yeah, she was probably built like a brick shit house.
Yeah.
June 14th, 1988. He's 32 years old. Um, and he was born in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So let's see. He was on the national team for the U.S., which is cool. Um, let's see. He went to high school in North Carolina. He's a North Carolina guy, in and out. And like we said, he is now a scout for the San Francisco baseball Giants. No, people say San Francisco. People say the Giants, the football Giants. Maybe I'm the only one who says that. I guess that was only relevant back in the day when there was a um, baseball team and a football team, both named them Giants in the same city. People would have to
Uh,
say the football Giants. But
um,
yeah, go ahead. What you
no,
say?
I was gonna say I do have an appreciation as you mentioned earlier that he would just throw he's the kind of guy that would just come right at you and with a little bit of a little attitude and just kind of strike you out. Those kind of players always kind of they're fun to watch and it's great for the sport. It always makes me think of someone like yeah. Have you ever heard the Satchel Paige story of
I don't think so.
Okay, so Satchel Paige long story short, he was winning the game. The game was almost over. They were winning, and then there was an error, and then another player reached base, but there was another error. Then there was a throwing error, and it looked like they were actually going to give up the lead. And then, so what does Satchel Paige do? He calls in the team to sit down around him while he just strikes out the last guy. He calls the team in. And they all sit there, and he's like, "I'll take care of this." And he just strikes out the last guy.
That's pretty impressive.
That's ballsy.
Sits there.
Yeah.
What if the guy's still home?
It didn't happen.
I guess not. I mean,
Well,
gee,
everybody's in. That would be the worst thing it could do.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess. I wonder if that would be allowed these days with the stupid shift rule now, because X amount of people have to be on a certain side and they can't be within the green of the infield, whatever like that.
All you guys just sit down behind me. I got this one. That's it. Yep. Because they were making errors, so it's like whatever. I got this.
That's a pretty ballsy move to make.
Mhm.
See, we was going through. All right, he played on the Long Island Ducks. Um, towards the end of his career, so it looked like he went to. So this is basically the pattern. He was college and rookie league, A ball, A ball, A ball,
Yeah.
double A, triple A, triple A, A, triple A, triple A, double A, triple A. So he kind of bounced around between the triple and double A, which we've said all the time. It's night and day between those two leagues,
Yeah.
between double and triple, and then even between triple and professionals. Although having a being a relief pitcher, I believe if you have some good stuff and you're good for a couple innings, I think I think that is the most precious or most valuable, or how do I put it? It's the position in which you're most likely to probably to be able to get a gig in the pros on a regular basis, I
It
think.
is, but I feel like it's the least consistent for a team. You're always the most expendable and traded.
True. You are bouncing around a lot.
Yeah, well, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, you gotta it's very, very few, unless you're an actual closer, which they typically keep you around for a while.
Yeah.
Um, hence Mariano Rivera.
Hmm.
Towards the end of your career, you move around a little bit, I think. But for the most part, I think, yeah, as a relief pitcher, yeah, look at any professional baseball team every year. They literally they're nickel and diamond and trading relief pitches like they're like packs of gum.
Yeah. All
So
right.
whoever's the best value at the time, whoever's contract's up, whoever has, and you figure, yes, you do have to move around a lot, but I do think if you play your cards right and you're kind of like a guy that can kind of move around the entire league, you don't mind moving, and just know that going into it that you're probably going to play for a club for maybe a season and a half and then get moved away.
Yeah.
I think you could have a nice long um, career in the majors. Even for us, for them, $1 million a year kind of contract type of league. You know what I mean? Something that's not bad. It's
And if you're a lefty, you definitely will.
that's the key is lefty, right?
Yeah.
Is I and did we cover any lefties in the Hall of Fame? I think all the pitchers. I think they're all
That's a
righties,
good
right?
question, actually. That's a very good question. I
Yeah.
haven't I did not pay attention to that. Um
I feel like
yeah.
going through it. I don't have the sheet with me right now, but I feel like the most of them we covered were righty pitches,
Yeah, I think so.
which
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. But the lefty is definitely an advantage. Just the hints of how many righty batters there are in the league. You can really have that advantage on them, kind of to take a to get few by them, strike them out. You know what I mean?
Or even if you're a hitter, you're like, oh, you can get to the base faster if you're a lefty. A little bit by a step or two. You get like a
I
step or
guess so.
two.
But you're running backwards
That's
for a
true.
step.
I guess it depends on your stance. Like if you're kind like Ichiro was always leading because he would
I guess so.
swing in
So
a
yeah,
way that he was already taking off towards the base.
I guess if you're that'd be an interesting practice because neither of us ever batted lefty on purpose. Maybe if after a few cocktails. But yeah, I guess because you get that. Now you make me thinking about this. Now you're hurting my head right here. So if you're up to bat and you're
Yeah.
just batting and you're righty, you got the swing and you can kind of push off on your foot to head
Yes.
to the direction of first base. As a lefty,
You could also do the same though. Like I just think of Ichiro's swing because he in his swing with his step in, he's
yeah,
running towards the base.
right. I guess so you step in with your right foot
Yeah.
and you turn your body. So you're turning the bat, you're turning your body. I guess you get that hip action going,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's momentum swinging you, and then you can
You're
go.
stepping, yeah.
I guess so.
Your step is that run. You're
Your
kind of a
step is
half
that
step
right?
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. I always think it's crazy, like the notion of like, um, I mean, the idea of swinging lefty. It's like trying to control your arm, like it's just then you just switch it around. It's like
Because think of it this way too, when you're swinging from a righty perspective, the bat still has to go in the opposite direction before you step towards first. When
true,
you're a lefty, the bat is going towards first base where you're
and,
going to be going, so you can
right?
actually run off a little easier.
And you're kind of fighting momentum when you're swinging righty because
Yeah.
as the bat swings and you hit, the bat's still traveling towards third base,
Hmm.
which turns your body. So you kind of have to do a sidestep. I would, you know what? Next time I'm gonna watch next game I go to, I'm just gonna film the batter. I'm just gonna slow it down just to compare the two righty and lefty because now I feel like it's like Bill Nye the Science Guy here
It
because
does depend on the stance, though, for
it does
sure.
depend on the stance, yeah. And I think that has a lot to do with it as well. I think that gives you the advantage one way or another. But definitely being a lefty pitcher is definitely an advantage. Um, and being a lefty batter also gives you advantage too, because you get to see that ball a little bit better coming in from majority of pitchers being righty, I guess. So, and unless you're a type of guy who could pitch both ways and bat both ways, like that. Remember that they had to make a rule because of that because it was the first time ever in baseball. It was like a AAA where a switch hitter and a switch pitcher both faced each other.
That's
So
awesome.
so one would line up, so the pitcher would go batting ready, so the batter would change his stance, and then the pitcher would change his stance and move his glove, and then the batter would move, and they went back and forth for like it was like a I think it was a double A game or something like that for like literally until the umpire said pick a side and end it. And they had to go to MLB and be like, hey, we need a rule for this. So the rule is whatever how's it work? It gives the batter the advantage. So whatever the batter goes into the box with, I believe, is the rule. So if it's a righty on mound and he knows the left, the pitcher has to pick what side of what side he's going to pitch prior to the batter showing up to the plate, and I think that established it.
Okay.
So at that sense of time, you just figure out what your strong points are. Are you a better righty or a better lefty pitcher, and take your chances one way or another. I guess it also depends if there's men on base, if you're pitching in the stretch, if you want to have a
That's
better
true.
view. So I think there's a lot of
Who's on base? Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into just pick whatever your strongest arm is, I guess, at the end of the day. But I think you know, it's something about left-handed pitches just get me going in the morning. You know what I mean? Yeah, buddy. But so we wanted so since we concluded that concludes the Hall of Fame inductees, us making material here for the off season, until we get some actual ball play, until we get the roster, which is coming out soon. And I think we're actually going to do an episode from the park, um, while they're doing the either announcing the roster or kind of going through the roster and stuff, kind of just from Kydeen's down Newport, which would be nice to kind of get a sample. And I think if we do our due diligence very well, we could probably squeeze a few episodes in while we're down there, kill like three birds with one stone, because we can actually do an episode where we're kind of exploring the park.
Three birds, not two birds. Three
Three
birds at
birds.
one stone.
I think we go down there. I think we could do the introduction roster. I think we do like two pots, and then we could film an episode where we're just going around the park, checking it out, and giving like a little pre-season preview of what the park's going to be like. And then I think that'll be good.
That'd be great.
Since it's a little bit of an adventure down there to get down there from where we are, but we'll make it worth a while. It also get us really, really into the baseball season. I get excited about it, right? We're going down there.
I know. I need that little pep. I really do.
Smelling the dirt, smelling the lawn being cut. You know what I mean? Like I was watching something at last week at Fenway. They brought the dirt in. They were leveling the field off, getting it all ready. It was like, you could just smell it, the clay and everything, So I'll actually be down in Florida next weekend, and I'll get a little sneak peek of the local New England professional baseball team of the Boston Red Sox. So,
and then I see you for a couple days, and I'm off to South America.
It's going to South America. Yes. Oh. Which reminds you, so we have to work on. We'll do this off show, but we'll figure out scheduling for the shows. We might have to double up a couple games in the next couple weeks. So, but we'll figure that out as we go, as we always do. But so I wanted to, on the last like 10 minutes or so of this episode, I wanted to kind of go through a little bit of the history of the NACBL and kind of maybe just go through some of the records that the Gulls have and they consistently hold since the 93 season where it was founded. It was founded in 93. It's a cool league because if you don't know much about the NACBL, it stands for the New England Collegiate Baseball League, and it spans over all 6 New England states. There's at least a team in each state. At one point, for a short period of time, there's even this team in upstate New York. So it was really covering 7 states. But that team had folded at one point. So right now it's basically just at least one team in each state, which is pretty cool. Let's see, like for example, Vermont has 1, New Hampshire has 2, Maine has 1, Massachusetts has 3. I'm sorry, Massachusetts has 4 because I forgot about Martha's Vineyard. There's 2 in Rhode Island, and there is 3 in Connecticut. So it really does span the entire edges. And those who aren't familiar with the size of New England, essentially the size of New England is, what would you say, about the size of like Idaho? One of those big western states, right? Maybe, Yeah. So to give you some perspective, like in New England, you can get to Maine to Connecticut in 2 hours if you really wanted to at one point to another, right? But you could drive as far as 8 hours up into Maine and still be in Maine.
Yeah, so, that map is not accurate.
Yeah, there's a lot of extremes with a population center is obviously is Boston out, which so, but we're just kind of giving some geography because there might be some kid who is playing in like, Salt Lake City right now and has no idea what New England's like. And boy, he's going to get a shocker when he comes out here. You know what I mean? It's like,
I know, right?
but you could literally be in one state or another. So this the span of the cities. I mean, I think the furthest 2 points I kind of measured off is if you go up to um up in the mountain is in Vermont. I think it's Montpelier is the town. All the way down to probably Martha's Vineyard is probably the furthest you have to travel
Yeah.
for the distance of travel, which is it Montpelier? I just want to make sure I get the right town. Yeah, it is Montpelier, Vermont. And there's also so I'm sorry, there's two in Vermont. There's only one in New Hampshire. That the Nighthawks are actually in Hartford, Vermont, which looks like it's right on the border, which is we're in the border of New Hampshire and Vermont. So if you go to the NACBL website, you can kind of go and you click this thing called the record books. And I kind of printed it out right here for you all to see.
Yeah, I got it.
Um, and I kind of
It's on
went
their
through it.
website.
It's on their website, and I kind of wanted to highlight all the attributes that the Gulls had made to the league since '93. So this is the 31st, God, 31st anniversary of the league. 1993 was 31 years ago. Holy cow.
Jesus.
Isn't that nuts?
I hate how the top of the page it says raising the bar in summer collegiate league baseball since 2001. It makes me feel old. That's when I graduated high school, man. It's not
Really,
right.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It's
It's
not
nuts.
cool.
So over the course of the 93, since 93, over the course of the 21 years, they're a seven-time champion. 2001, 2002, 2005, 2009, 12, 14, and as lately as 2023, which is not on the website yet. So they got to update it because when I learned there, I had to write it in myself because they stop at 22 for the record. So, um, and if I look at Wikipedia, which is always accurate, of course, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was looking through it yesterday, this afternoon. They have the most titles of 7, and they also have the most appearances with 12. So they've been to the dance 12 times out of 31 years, which is pretty impressive. They're kind of
Jesus.
like the New England Patriots of collegiate league baseball, if you really want to look at the statistics.
With hopefully less dysfunction. I just got finished watching the Dynasty, but we'll
Yeah,
talk about that later.
I'm saving that for my plane ride to the West Coast. I'm gonna watch that on there because I hear that it was pretty good, right?
Yes and no. We'll talk about it in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Man.
But so 7-time league championship. Now it broke down to if you go down to individual batting records. Currently, they hold the individual batting records for at bats, 186 at bats from Trans Tam Singh, 2013, 186 at bats. That's a lot of
Shit.
bats for.
Yeah.
Do some quick
Shit.
math. Let's do. So it's 44 games, right? 44 games divided by
Hold on,
186.
I'm actually confused. So I was just counting how many. There's 38 records they have on here, but like, how come some are bold and some aren't? What is that all about?
Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, maybe the bold ones are the bold ones for the team?
I thought they're off for the team. It's on their page.
Oh, okay. I got this from the NLCBL website. So maybe I'm looking at
Oh,
something else.
okay. All
Okay.
right.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Like I see Brett Graves on here, and he isn't in bold, but he's here for a record. We know he was on the team in 2013. So, but
and
it says Missouri.
he is bold or not bold?
No, he's not bold.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That would be an interesting question to ask the Mikes.
Yes.
Why someone, but yeah, so if you're looking, so individual bats, 186 bats. I just did the math real quick.
Oh, sorry to cut you off again. I figured it out. It says the ones that are bold says denotes NACBL record. So what does that mean? Like
Oh, so they have the record, I guess.
but the other ones are there too, and they're record holders, and they're maybe one of okay. So the other ones are team records. The ones that aren't bold, I guess, are team records, and the ones that are bold are like broke league records. I'm guessing.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
what
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm doing
Sorry.
a quick math here. 186 at bats at 44 games is 4 at bats a game. But I'm also thinking there's probably playoff games probably associated with that. So that means he was getting a bat. He played every single game at least, and was at bat at least 4 times.
So he had to be a leadoff. He had to be a leadoff.
Had to be a leadoff, right? Yeah, that would imagine, right? 186 at bats, pretty impressive. And we keep going down to some batting records here. Grand slams, 2 in a season. The Newport Gulls are tied with that. Two guys on the Gulls actually have that record.
Three.
Three guys. Whoa, what are you seeing? Three.
I can't pronounce this horrible. Kiana
Can you Aubrey? I
Aubrey,
got that.
Eric Wingarden,
Weingarten. Yep.
and Jacob Burley,
What year was Jacob Burley?
2022.
Oh, okay. So this website's not updated enough because it only has the two of the first guys you just mentioned.
Wikipedia.
Well, this is from the NACBL website, so they're gonna look that
I'm on
down
the
a little
Gulls
bit.
website.
So the Gulls say they have three guys that hit hit 2 Grand Slams in 1 year, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. How about intentional walks? We got 5. Michael Bolander,
Yep.
2001. Strikeouts, 65 strikeouts from Steve Mangrum in 2018.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh, would you have some? What do you got?
I got 66
Okay.
by Paul Nardozzi,
No, those in what year was that?
2005.
Wow.
We
Okay.
got there's some discrepancies here that do not fall on Artie or myself. We're just reading what.
So just for clerical references here, Adam is using the Gulls website itself. I went right to the league's website and got these numbers from. So that was that's something to point out to let everyone know, because if it's true the fact that the Gulls website is the most updated, then they have to really tell the NLCPL that they need to do some due diligence to update their records here, because they're giving false narratives here.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see if he's in bold. Hold on. What category did you just say? Because remember, if it's
strikeouts, which is not a statistic that you necessarily want to have, as you just have the most strikeouts as a batter. But
60s. Yeah, no. Oh, he's not bold.
Okay.
So I'm assuming bold isn't. I don't know anymore.
Maybe these are regular season stats and don't include playoffs. It could be. Yeah. Maybe that's the case, because if that's the case, then maybe that's the case. But yes, sorry, Stevie Mangrum, it's not a record. But maybe the reason you're striking out is because you're hitting the ball a lot. So maybe you have a bunch of home runs too. So maybe that's the case. You know what I mean? So the guys usually walk a lot. Usually the ones hitting home runs, and usually striking out a lot too. Like Barry Bonds struck out a hell of a lot. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means you're very aggressive at the plate. And I like aggressive batters. On base percentage, Jeff Millililo.
Yep.
You get that one. He was more than 50% of the time he was on base, which is pretty good. 0.548. 2012, and I believe 212 was a championship. Yeah, we should ring a bell every time there's a championship league. Every time someone hits a record for the championship league day. It's like a gong show here. All right, and then
that get annoying only because they have so many records.
Yeah, right. I know, breaking everything. Then we'll go into some team batting records real quick. 347 runs as a team in 2012. Another championship league. Yeah. They have the record for doubles, 99 in 2012. Another championship league year. RBIs, 310. Guess what year?
2013?
2012. Another championship league.
Damn.
I want to make sure yes, it is a championship league. I want to make sure I'm not 310 RBIs is pretty damn sexy in baseball statistics right there for 44 games. That's a lot of RBIs per game. And they also have it for on base percentage, 0.42. Can I get what year it is?
Is it 2012?
It is a 2012 championship, yes. And one more statistics, on base plus slugging, the OBS, 925. And what year is this?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say wait for it. 2012. Is that am I right?
That is right. You're right. 2012 is a hell of a year. Those are some strong statistics to have, and it makes complete sense why they won the championship that year. So there you go. And then going down to individual pitching, we have strikeouts per game. We have 19 strikeouts. Chase Reed got Newport versus Torrington in 2008.
Yes.
It was on July 4th, 2008. 19 strikeouts. Holy crap. I mean, those are like, what's the major league record? 21?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's close to
Clemens
that.
has that. I think, I think Clemens and Pedro are tied at that record. At least that's for the Red Sox. I know they have 21, something like that, but I mean,
That's crazy.
that's pretty good. But you know, we're doing pretty good here, right? Yeah, we hit the mark. So no, we'll save some of the history of the NACBL for next week, and we'll go into the team pitching records. We'll go a little defense next week.
See you this
Cast.
time, 3/18/2025. We'll finally
Yeah,
tackle
so you got
defensive
it.
records.
We'll have enough to talk about the season that already
All right.
passed. So we'll be able to kind of catch up on some stuff here and get you guys going. So next week, we'll talk about all the pitching records that the team has, and then we'll get into some of the history of the NACBL a little more in depth that we didn't really touch on today because we're out of time. But there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Good to be out of time. It's good to have stuff to talk about because then we can prepare ourselves for prior. It's like it's the 7 P's. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. I don't know if you ever heard that
I'm
before.
amazed you can barely speak English as is, and you just said that easily. Like,
See,
I don't
that's
know how
7 times
you did
fast, right?
that. I know, right?
Your
Yeah.
homework in the deal, and I will be editing and studying this on my trip to Florida next weekend while you will be preparing for um your trek through the Andes in a few weeks.
That's very loose. We use it very loosely, but yeah.
Very loosely, but yes, in the area.
It's mostly an alcohol food trip, but yeah.
Gonna be looking for the airplane that crashed there in the 90s. Looking for the soccer team. See if they're still up there.
Always with the plane crash.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. I'm a little nervous about my flight. I'm on a Boeing 737 Max going out to Florida next week, and that should be fun.
Should be.
We could either lose an engine, a wheel, a door.
Oh, who knows? Maybe something
panel.
totally new. Maybe a landing gear this time. You know?
That happened last week already. So I don't
Okay,
know.
all right. So,
I hope not land on a window. I tell you one thing, I'm gonna keep myself strapped in the entire flight and I'm not getting up for any reason. I'm gonna wear the pens just in case.
I was just gonna say you were in a diaper.
All right. With that said, Adam, you have anything else you want to add for the week?
No, I'm good. I'm good, buddy.
And with that, I am Adi84. That's Adam Mallett, and we'll see you guys next week here on the Gulls Nest. See you later. Bye.